For a look deep inside the numbers of the NBA, John Schuhmann mines insights from the data every week on NBACalifornia.com on his Hang Time blog. And John is with us for a little sample of what he's found. Happy New Year to you, John.
Happy New Year, Matt. How's it going?
It's going well. We'll start with the hottest team in the league right now. It's going extremely well for the Golden State Warriors, who have won 9 in a row. Many wondered about the wisdom of breaking up their chemistry when they brought in Andre Iguodala, but their record is fantastic with him on the floor. What else have you found?
Well, I mean, they're 18-3 with both Stephen Curry and Andre Iguodala active. You know, sort of the flip side of that is that they're 5-10 when one of those guys is sat. And that shows a lack of depth. And if you look at the numbers, just sort of their lineup data, you know, their starters are basically the best lineup in the league, but they have a huge drop-off offensively whenever they go to their bench. And I think it's an issue of, you know, them needing another guard to come in and sort of relieve some of the burden on Stephen Curry.
Well, that was the trade-off they made by letting Jarrett Jack get away in free agency. Another impact newcomer in the NBA has been rookie Michael Carter-Williams. How much influence has he had on the Sixers when you look at it statistically?
Well, I mean, it's funny this four-game winning streak sort of came out of nowhere, but when you look at it, you know, they had just gotten back, you know, Michael Carter-Williams a few games earlier, and you look at their numbers, they're 10-10 or 11-11 in games that he's played, and they're much better on both ends of the floor in games that he's played. You know, Thaddeus Young has put up some huge numbers lately. He's been a much better shooter with Carter-Williams out there running the show. You know, Tony Roden is a nice sort of backup energy guy, but he's not somebody who can run the show. And you can tell the difference in the numbers when Carter-Williams is there and Roden's in his sort of proper role.
He's been a phenomenon in Philadelphia so far this year. The biggest name traded so far this season has been Rudy Gay. The former Raptor is now in Sacramento, of course. Beyond the wins and losses for both teams, what do the numbers say about Gay's impact on both clubs?
Well, it's funny. The Raptors starters, after they acquired Gay last season, were actually pretty good. But this season, they just were off to a really bad start. And part of it was, you know, the Raptors have played the toughest schedule in the East so far. But, you know, it just wasn't there. And it's amazing. They moved Gay and they put Terrence Ross in his spot, and their lineup has been so much better on both ends of the floor. And then, you know, on the flip side, the Kings' new starting lineup is one of the worst defensive lineups in the league so far. So it's been an interesting sort of, you know, addition by subtraction phenomenon in Toronto.
Finally, the Spurs lost Tiago Splitter Saturday night to a shoulder sprain, I should say. He's expected to miss 3 to 5 weeks now. A lot of fans, frankly, remember Tiago Splitter as the guy who was denied by LeBron James in the finals last year. Outside of the Spurs locker room, he's probably well underappreciated by fans. How much will San Antonio miss him now?
Well, numbers show that they're a much better defensive team when he's on the floor. When he's out there with Tim Duncan, they're an excellent defensive team. You know, they've had some slippage in the last month. They ranked second defensively through November. Since then, they've been sort of a below average defensive team. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, how they defend with Splitter out, and then maybe more importantly, how they defend once he comes back in the second half of the season. You know, there are 5 trips to the finals. Each of those years, they ranked in the top 3 defensively. So I think that's a huge key for them. They showed some slippage even before he got hurt. So it'll be interesting to see how they defend going forward.
John, we appreciate it. John Schuhmann crunching the numbers for us from NBA.com.
All right, Matt, anytime.